Hello guys, and welcome to another video by JT12's RC Videos. As usual, my name is Josh, and today I'm bringing to you guys the first video in a series of probably 5 or 6 of rebuilding this 1/10 scale Nitro RC truck. This is the current condition it's in. It's very dirty, it's missing lots of parts, and this series is going to be very helpful for anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about how RCs are put together. This is a 1/10 scale HSP truck, and these kind of vehicles are very popular. This truck has been rebranded many times and is sold around the world as loads of different names and brands. So in this video we're just going to be taking the first look, see which parts we need, then I'm going to make a little list of them, and then of course I'll order them. I'm also going to be cleaning the truck today, and I've actually already got some wheels for it which we're going to fit on, but we just need to put a new hex on. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning, we'll take a look at the parts, and this is just like an introductory video really of what's to come with this one, and get you guys interested, because if you have one of these cars or anything like it, just watching me take it apart and clean it, you are going to learn a lot about how these things go together, which is really helpful. It's only by taking these apart that you learn how they go back together. So let's get to it. So what I've done is I've just removed the front and the rear transmission, the front and rear ends, just so I can see what kind of condition the gears are in, and I've also oiled up the differentials in there as well. What I'm going to do now is just remove the only electrical components there are. So we've just got the servos, we've just got 2 servos there. I've just plugged in an old receiver system, radio system, just so I can test the servos. Good news is both of them work. So what I'm going to actually do to clean this car is, there's a hell of a build up of dirt and grime on there. I'm actually going to use some water. I wouldn't normally advise this, however obviously there's no engine, there's very few bits and bobs in there. I've just made sure all the bearings and the diffs are nice and sealed and good in there, so water's not going to get into my gearboxes. And this I think is going to be the easiest way of removing such a large amount of dirt on this. So I'm going to spray on it some all-purpose cleaner, and then I'm just going to use the hose pipe just to rinse it off, and I'll bring you guys back with the finished result. I'm going to spray on some multi-purpose cleaner. The fuel tank will need a proper clean out itself. So I will be removing that separately in a moment, and actually rinsing the inside of that one out. Okay, so car rinsed off, obviously it needs to dry. Just while we wait for it to dry off, I'm going to remove the fuel tank actually, and give this one a good rinse out, inside and out. Okay, so what I've done now is I've taken off the top cover. That allows me to give it a good old clean under there. That's also meant I can get hold of the screws and give this tank a good old clean. You can see it's got some old nitro fuel inside, which has turned to jelly. Don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's turned to jelly. You can use some hot soapy water inside and out, get this tank looking new again. And then what I'll do is I'll refit it, I'll put everything back, put the servos back, and then it's ready for some wheels. Okay, so you saw how dirty it was to start with, and you can see now we have a beautiful clean chassis ready to work on properly. When the things are clean, it's easier to see what parts you need, so that's why I always start with the cleaning. So far on this one I've had the rear and the front ends off, and I've checked the differentials, everything seems okay in there. I've popped a bit of oil in. I've also washed down and sprayed with an all-purpose cleaner to get rid of all the dirt, and I've agitated the dirt using these kind of brushes here. These work very nicely. Then I've taken off this top plate here so I can get to the fuel tank, and I've rinsed out the fuel tank, got rid of all that jelly-like substance fuel inside there, so that's all ready to go. I've decided not to replace the servos. I'm going to put a metal gear one on the steering anyway, and you can see This one was the steering one at the moment, but you can see the mounting points have actually all come off. They've all snapped off, so I think probably it's going to be best to actually pop a new one on there. So that's what I'm going to do with that, so I won't bother putting those ones back. So what I'm going to do now is I need to pop on I want to put the 4 wheels on that I've got, just to make this easier to work on. Once it's got wheels, it'll be easier to work on. So I'm going to put a new hex thing on here. Let me show you the part. Oops. This is the part we need. It's missing these, so I've got new ones here. Just need the one. It takes 2 4x4 grub screws as well, which I've got separately. So let's pop one of those on and we will put the wheels on and see what it looks like. So these are the wheels and tyres I'm going to use. They're off-road tyres with black rims. The tyres do need gluing, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to put the tyres on the car, see what it looks like. It just makes it easier to store the car because obviously it's got wheels on it, and obviously it's easier to work on as well. There you have it. So it certainly looks a lot better. Obviously it needs suspension. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get my 8 shocks. Obviously this is a monster truck, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8 shocks. I'm going to do that, and I think the next thing I'll do is sort out the steering linkages. Yeah, I think I'll get those sorted next as well. So I think next I'll do steering and the shocks, then I'll do the central gearbox and the servos, and then you're pretty much there really with this. There's just a few little bits, you know, just a few little bits here and there missing. Put the servos in. Obviously I need an engine as well. This is where you guys come in. I want you guys to decide what engine I should pop in here. It's going to be an 18 size. I don't want to do loads of modifications. This isn't a modifying challenge. This is just a little project, rebuilding, getting something that's been neglected like this one had, getting it up to a nice standard. That's all this project's about. So post in the comment section down below what engine you guys think I should install into this thing. Anything up to a size 18. And let me know what you think about this project, guys. If there's anything you want to know in particular, anything in particular you want me to cover, rebuilding one of these trucks or something like it, then post a comment down below. But it's actually looking very clean, tidy. Get a few bits in, get what we need, and we'll have another little 1/10 scale truck to play around with. Thanks very much, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.